Hello and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with the block I like to call Geese in a Pen. Now, this has also been a viewer requested video. We're taking very traditional flying geese and we're putting them into a different setting. And this is just a cute little block that you can play around with and be very scrappy. The request was, can we make something with bigger pieces to handle? And this is what we're doing. We're going to try our best to do this for you. Now, before we get into sewing the geese in a pen, I have three shout outs. I am working on a collaboration with Future Cat from New Zealand, Michelle from Bits and Pieces in Australia, and she's also Canadian. I'm not sure if she's going to be in Australia or Canada when we do the collaboration. And then Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises, and she's also Canadian. I am so excited about this collaboration. It's coming late spring, early summer. We haven't settled on a date yet, but I'm promoting it because this is going to be so much fun. We've had a ball in our original plans and designs, and it's just coming together. It's going to be beautiful. A beautiful sew along for you and those other subscribers from those other three channels. So they're all going to be in the show notes below. Now, I also speak for free. Share, like, and subscribe. I speak to quilting guilds for free and quilting groups. I do it over Zoom. I don't have a trunk show and I don't travel. We have share, like, and subscribe, please. It helps our analytics when you comment, and I love hearing from you. We also have a Facebook group growing rapidly, having lots of fun. We have a virtual sewing room. We have several community chats. We're doing all sorts of fabric swaps and having fun. And it's just a very warm, welcoming community. So if you're got a Facebook account, you should come join us. The last thing that I'm going to talk to you about is our Zoom sew dates. We have them once a month. Usually it's the first Saturday of the month. And with those dates now are listed from now until May. So we'll firm up more dates as we go. But those sew dates are so much fun. We have ladies showing up from Europe and UK and North America and South America, Australia, New Zealand, and Indonesia, and it's just been so much fun. Those quilters are just warm, welcoming, and it's just a great fun group. So if you get the chance to come on in, come on in. So let's get to this sewing. This one's going to be so much fun. Okay, here we are with Geese in a Pen. Now, so simple. Let's get the hardest parts done first, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. Now, when I'm doing a longer one, I have ironed these and I want them to stay in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin them in place so they don't move on me. Because, I mean, I'm going to be sewing on this side of my block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to cheat when you're doing these larger ones. And sometimes people use this even to do smaller geese or flip and stitch corners, but this is one that you can do it this way. It's just makes it just a tad easier for you to deal with, right? So okay, so let's get this one run through. Yes, I've got the right foot pedal on, and I'm going to just push this out of the way for now. Of course, it wants to keep in the way, so I want to go and I want to stay on this side of the block, this side, right, where I've ironed it. So I know exactly where my seam is. Now I'm going to get the other goose's wing out of the way because I don't want that hanging out. Okay, so here we are, we're there. And now we will roll the next one under. And get this out of the way. Make sure that's not in the way because it could get sewn in, right? And I don't want that in the way either. Okay. And it's staying in place. The thing is not shifting about. So that's going to be a nice straight line when we're done. Okay, now, what we're going to do is, where's my big scissor? I moved it because I didn't think I need it. But anyways, I do. I found it. I found it after like months. Now, this is where you would want to keep these pinned, because now you just put them to the side and you run them through. These would be perfect for a border. you make little whatever you want to make with them, like whether it's a pinwheel or something else. Now, it doesn't matter if you start at which corner you start at, and you want to stay on this side, the outer side. And this would be perfect to have, you know, a little triangle border or hourglass border, depending on how big you made your quilt. I mean, this could be a lot of fun. And I have coverage. Yes, I do. Let's get this off. Now, some people say to do it twice. When I'm doing flip and stitch, and I have been caught by this, I do flip and stitch and it don't have coverage. And if I sew the bonus triangle right away, that means I have 2 of them to unpick instead of the 1. So I'm hesitant to put, you know, to do that much unpicking, but there we go. And let's see if this one checks out good. Yes, it does. So I'm just going to cut this. Okay, now that goes down here. And I'm just going to run a little leader ender project through just to move that out. This is one of those ones that kind of got sitting around. Okay, here we go. And last one to check for coverage. Yes, perfect. So now I have 4 really big triangles here, bonus triangles that I can work with that could be used to create a border, right? I'm myself, because I'm going to make them probably into a pinwheel or something like that. So we've got the hardest part done already. Now I'm just going to, I ran out of bobbin. First off, we're going to change our bobbin because it's always good to have bobbin thread. I knew it was going to end today. I just knew it. I was going to lose. I'm like the only person that loses bobbin chicken. You know, live, let's watch her live lose bobbin chicken. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this out just a hair bit more. Okay. Now, I would sweep under there, get a real good sweep and clean it out good, but you don't want to watch me doing that, because sometimes it's like, ew. Okay, so I'm going to change my foot too, because what's a video of mine without a foot change? That's kind of one of my signature moves. Let's do a foot change. This is sewing. This is real live sewing. You know, like you're going to be changing feet. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. You know, this is all, that's what this is about. So let's take the next hardest bit is putting the 2 geese together. Now, if I sewed like this, I may cut off my point, right? Because I want to see my point. So I'm going to flip it this way so I make sure I can see this point. Now, where the camera is, there's a little X where those threads cross. That's what the tip of my point. So I want to be on this side of my point, this side, and to make a really nice sharp point. So I line them up, line up both ends. We shouldn't have too much distortion on this. Okay, now as you approach that point, if you have to steer a little to get around the tip of that point, you can, because you can see it. Now, if I had just sewn it, there was no way I could have seen that I had to steer, right? So I might as well make the best of it. I might as well get these ones sewn through too while I'm here. Okay, now let's get to where we open it. Now, this is where it's going to want to press this way, right? But you've made a perfect point. See, you made your point, you haven't cut the top of it off. Now, oops, oh, we lost a piece. Okay, so when you start putting on the outer border, you want to do this piece first, because you want this to be, you line it all up, get it all ready, and you want that to be on top so you can see your point again, right? Because you don't want to clip that off, because that would be bad. You spent a lot of time making that beautiful little point, right, with your flip and stitch, you want to be able to say, "Ooh, I made it again." There. There we go. So there's one. Okay, two. Now I'm going to grab the other short piece of purple. I don't know why I'm playing with purple. I've got all sorts of other colors to play with. But I'm playing with purple. Like I say, your pen border is here. Now, with this, I would sew this one from the top because, you know, it's usually the bigger pieces on the bottom, right? So, but I did want to make that lovely little point, and I'll show that to you because I think you might have missed that. Okay, roll that through. There we go. Roll another half square triangle through. There. Okay, here we go. Now, well, that's the point I made on the first one, the first round, right? So now let's get to the sides, the side of the pen. And we want to line this up. There we go. Just like that. Now, and last large triangle. Yeah. Nice. And the last bit of the pen. Now, there's also points here. I guess I probably sewed it the wrong way, but when you're looking at these points are a real good 1/4 inch away, so I never worried about it much, but you could sew it from this side so you make this point, right? Because there is a point there's an X on that point from where the thread crosses. It's up to you how you want to address that. I know I've got good 1/4 inch, you know, so I could sew it either way. There we go. We'll get that off. Okay. So I could sew them either way, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I want that, see, this is where that seam flips up, right? So I'm going to get as close as I can before I have to flip the seam up so I can see where I'm at. So I can see where I'm at. Now, I'm going to put the needle down, flip this up, and have it go that way. Now, this one is pressed down, so I can go right across that X. And I'll run another little triangle through. Little triangles. Yes, we all have all these little half square triangles now to do. Okay, so that's the pen part. Now we're just going to put border down. Now, if you wanted to border all of this stuff and do something fun, like, you know, I'm going to border everything in green, you know, to represent grass or something, you could, or you can put sashing down. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to cover those two seams that are there. So it doesn't matter which way you take this because you don't have any points to match. All you have to do is match the ends of the cloth, right? So I'm lining this up and that up, and everything's lying flat, nice and flat. It's all good. Oh, I love this sound of this machine. It just sews so beautifully. So beautifully. There. Okay, there we go. And now we do the other side. And like I said, just finger pressing this out of the way. And here. I don't think one is longer than the other, so we'll see where we're at. Get past that first seam so it doesn't flip. The other seam is pressed this way, so it's not going to flip on me. So I don't worry about it. Oh, I probably should be working with these. So you can see how quick they turn into little pinwheels. But, or you could do triangles or whatever, but it's kind of whatever you wanted to do with them. But I think they would make a cute border on a quilt like this, because then you're not wasting anything and you haven't got them sitting around becoming orphan blocks, which some of this stuff does become orphan blocks. So now I do pinwheels, I press them all the same way, and I always sew them the same way. So my pinwheels, I never have a problem. I'm matching that center very quick. I'm going to give you a very quick explanation on this. I'm matching the center up. I don't care if the outside edge doesn't match up or not. Don't matter. Because I'm trimming it to a convenient, usable size, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm matching the point up. Okay, I'm going to run that one through. Run this through. And I'm matching the center. I don't care what happens at the edge. Don't worry about it. And now we're going to put another leg on. Get that off. There we go. Oh gosh, this is cute fabric. Okay, so there we go. And now, if the bottom is a bit bigger, the feed dogs will feed in the work. So let the feed dogs do the job. That's something that people forget. If it's just a bit bigger, they go, I don't know how to fix it. Oh, just like the feed dogs do their work. Right? So now I'm going to get this. I'm going to push it this way. Get it started. Open up my center seam. Push the center seam in opposite direction. And the opposite direction is half of them are going this way, so I'm going to press this one this way. There we go. And now the last bit. Line this up. Line this up. Take your time lining it up. You want it all to be nicely matched and nested and okay. Now, I'm just going to run a quick, I'm going to run another quick, what's it? Half square triangle through, a little one, because I've got lots of them to do. Now, I'm going to show you there. I'm just pressing this one out, finger pressing it out. I'll give it a good press before we get to our ta-da moment. And that's how that all lies. This one's going to lie really flat because it's all pressed out. You've got no resistance here, right? Because the biggest point of resistance would be in these areas here. And you just press them so that the way they're going. Right now, with this is going this way. So you just pop open that center seam, and sometimes you have to wiggle it a little bit, don't worry about it. So now all the seams are swirling the same way. You've got a real cute little mini pinwheel in the center, and all of your points match on front. So let's get to our ta-da moment. So ta-da, this is our geese in a pen, right? This was a lot of fun to come up with. And I was surprised that, people said that they just were having a hard time with their hands and they needed something a little bit bigger to work with. So I'm hoping this kind of fits the bill. This was a lot of fun to draw. And you saw how quick it was. Now, this is the bonus triangles I got out of the flying geese because it's so large. Now, this could make a perfect border if you were doing a full bed of this, right? You could do borders on the sides or whatever, and you could use up all of this kind of stuff right away. I haven't decided whether I'm going what I'm going to do with this one yet. It's really cute, and the points came out just so perfectly by using my method of matching the point centers. So I do hope you give this one a try. This one, like I say, came together pretty quick. All right, you take care until we meet each other again, and have a wonderful week. Okay, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our video and being so supportive of our channel. This has been just such an amazing journey we're on here on YouTube, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So our thanks, truly our thanks for you. If there's anything you need, don't be afraid to contact me either through the Facebook book or through email. I'm trying to do as many viewer request videos as possible, and if I don't do it, you need to remind me, okay? So that's not a problem. But yes, it's been just absolutely amazing. Make sure you tell your gills I speak for free. We have a Facebook group. We do Zoom so dates, and we give out nothing but free patterns. So I hope that you have an absolutely joyful year ahead, and your sewing room, everything is going for you, and life is great. Okay, you take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye.